everyone, this is Mark for Following the Nerd, and it's my great pleasure to be here today speaking to Mr. James Arnold Taylor.
Hey,
hi,
good
sir.
to see you.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great.
Yeah, well, first and foremost, let's talk about Dublin.
Yeah.
How's it been?
It has been fantastic.
Good.
You know, it's like I don't ever want to come off like saying, oh, it's so great, and just, you know, but honestly, it's just been beautiful. The people are beautiful. Everybody's been so nice, from the cabs to the restaurants to the Invasion Dublin itself. Everybody is just very willing to come up and say that they've enjoyed my work, or just, it's really great.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
Now you're a big part of your weekend was your live show.
Yeah.
Which is phenomenal, by the way. It's fantastic.
Thanks.
How's that been going? I mean, it seems we get a really great response.
You know, it is really cool because we got to actually premiere some things here at Invasion Dublin that nobody else has seen, which is really great.
Where's the kaboom? There was supposed to be an earth-shattering kaboom.
They don't stop to think about that. You know, you look at Obi-Wan Kenobi and you just think, that's Obi-Wan Kenobi. They don't think there's someone in a booth with a mic and headphones going, I have a bad feeling about this.
Heavens to Murgatroyd, exit stage left even.
So this kind of step behind the scenes into the life of a voice actor, I think, is new and exciting for people. It's like when you get a DVD of a cartoon and you get to see the behind the scenes of the big name actors. It's exciting. It's the same kind of thing, I guess. You know, take people behind the scenes and they get to see how it all works.
For this first take, just give us whatever you have in mind, okay?
Okay, great.
Great, we're rolling, take one.
Use only as directed.
Great. Okay, let's try one a little more conversation.
Use only as directed.
Now more serious.
Use only as directed.
What if we needed it in 3.8 seconds instead of 1.7?
Use only as directed.
Okay, now stretch it out, but go back to 1.7 seconds.
Use only as directed.
How about with a German accent?
Use only as directed.
No.
No.
New York, maybe?
Hey, use only as directed. What?
British?
Use only as directed.
How about French?
Use only as directed. Huh?
Romanian?
Directed. Use only as.
What would a woman sound like?
Use only as directed.
Whispering?
Use only as directed.
And more staccato?
Use only as directed.
How about a real announcery voice?
Use only as directed.
Now energize it.
Use only as directed.
Bigger and faster.
Use only as directed.
Faster and bigger.
Use only as directed.
Bigger!
Use only as directed.
Okay, stand by.
Let's talk about Clone Wars. Whenever it started, it got a lot of fans were sort of, oh, we don't like this, we don't like the style. But it's just got so, I mean, over the last couple of seasons, we're starting to get, we've had Chewbacca, we've had Darth Maul, and all of a sudden the fans are like, this is the real deal. How does it feel to be part of that?
It feels great. You know, and I think it's one of those things that as a cast, we knew that. We knew that was coming.
Yeah.
And I don't say that in a pretentious way. I say it's like we understood that this is going to go somewhere, and it's going to really be about true Star Wars fans. Because Dave Filoni, our supervising director that puts it all together with him and George Lucas, Dave is a Star Wars fan, and he loves it. And he wants to do the romance of Star Wars. And that's what I always kind of say. And I don't mean romance in the way of, you know, guy-girl, touchy-feely. I mean the romance of filmmaking and telling a beautiful story and telling a great story in detail. And in 22 minutes, they do that every week. And it's outstanding. And the artwork has just progressed as well. And it's just really gotten into its own. And they've hit a groove. But they also they challenge themselves each year to do better. And they're like, we don't know what how do we top ourselves? But they keep doing it.
If you're doing an animated show like The Clone Wars, you're in the studio with all the rest of the cast, reading together like an old-time radio play.
Look, it's Kenobi.
What? No, it's...
Master Obi-Wan, look out!
Freeze, Jedi scum.
I have a bad feeling about this.
You were talking earlier about how you knew that it was going to become, and I'm not going to, I know I can't ask you for spoilers as much as I want to.
This is not the thing you want to ask.
Yeah, so I think you find it is. How far ahead are you guys now? Obviously you're filming, or you're recording further ahead. How far are you?
We are somewhere in season 5 right now. I don't know how far we are because when we get them, sometimes we work a little out of sequence. I don't know if they do that on purpose to even kind of throw us off. But when we get the scripts a lot of times too, see, we get them the day of. So when we walk into the studio that day to record as a cast, that's when we get our script.
Right.
So You just pretty much have to kind of find your parts, circle those, and start looking at your parts. So you don't even get to really know what the storyline is. And I've come to kind of like that, because then I get to see it with everybody else. And because if an episode has Obi-Wan saying 2 or 3 lines, well then, you know. So it is pretty cool to get that, but we're about 5, we're into 5, I don't know how far, and I think that we're definitely, you know, looking to do more than that, I hope. That's certainly my hope. Yeah.
Shh, be very, very quiet. I'm hunting rabbits.
As a voice actor, I hope I'm not going to... I'm trying to compliment you here, not to
you can say anything. As a voice actor, you can say anything to me.
When you did the Tartakovsky Clone Wars, you know, it was when I first noticed it, your voice as Obi-Wan, and then with the new series. But now I've started noticing, because you do a lot of other characters in games.
Yeah.
And I can tell when it's your voice,
Yeah.
even though it doesn't sound like you.
No,
but
I
there's
understand
nuances.
Yeah.
And, I mean, is that...
I think that, you know, it's like an artist, or, you know, anyone, where they put their kind of spin on things.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and again, you look at on-camera actors, and, you know, you want to go and see them in new roles all the time, and it doesn't matter, because you just go, well, it's them, and it's their rendition of it. And I think that the only way you can recognize this is through the tones and the mannerisms. And there's certain acting beats I'll do no matter who I am, you know, or there's certain parts of my voice that you hit on that, you know. So yeah, I find that a compliment when people say, I can tell it was you, you know. And it's like, it used to just be my family that would be listening and going, oh no, I think that's you. And now it's like fans on Facebook and Twitter and stuff. Yeah. They'll send me a tweet and say, was that you as Guard 3 in episode last night? Yeah, that was me, you know, so it's cool.
You know, it's said that a great thespian could read just about anything and make it sound dramatic, exciting, or compelling from, say, like, well, let's say, stereo instructions or, well, the phone book, right? Let's give it a shot.
Brendan, Kenny, 316. Willow Brooklyn, 8, 3, 3, 1, 7, 6, 4.
But yeah, it's just, it must be amazing to be part of Star Wars. I mean, you're over here in Dublin, and people love your work, and
it's kind of mind blowing. It really is, because, you know, for someone that just wanted to make cartoons and funny voices for a living, to now be here and to be people recognizing me and such, and getting to be, I think I was on like Ray Darcy's show, and then Ireland AM, and all these shows where they know who I am. That's really wild. It's very flattering, very humbling, and everybody's so kind. Again, I go back to that, but it's like, because in Hollywood, there's kind of this, everybody's want to one up each other. You know, oh, you're Obi-Wan Kenobi, well, you know, I do this. And here, everybody's just like, this is cool. Let's talk about it. Let's embrace it. Let's have fun with it. And, you know, I think that is probably more so the way it is around the world and throughout the country. But in Hollywood, again, we get a little jaded. We get in our little bubble. So it's nice to be outside of it.
Well, I mean, traditionally, voice actors, it's kind of, if you're doing your job properly, people don't really know who you are.
Yeah.
But now, especially with Clone Wars, you guys are becoming as big as celebrities. I mean, you were sitting there today with Billy D. Williams, and people wanted to see you just as much as Lando.
Boy, is that flattering. Yeah. Yeah, and I think with the new show, the best thing about it is, with Clone Wars, is you've got people that are my age that grew up with Star Wars, and now their kids are growing up with Star Wars. That is totally new, and they're getting to discover it with them, and so they're sitting together as family. Clancy Brown, who has played Savage Opress, and just one of the greatest guys. You know, he's always a big bad guy, but he's just one of the nicest guys in the world. And his son is named James, and he's a huge fan of the show. And so D. Bradley Baker, the voice of all the clones, and myself, for years we were rallying to get Clancy on the show, and finally we got him on, and then he got to be this great character, you know, that is just classic. But they love it. He watches it as a family with his kids and stuff, and so that's the cool thing.
Whoa, funny how? Funny like a clown? Like I'm here to amuse you, huh? Because I'm not a clown. I'm a chicken hawk, and you're my chicken.
No, boy. I say you got it all wrong, son. I'm not a chicken. I'm a therapist, boy. And what you need is a checkup from the neck up.
So what's next? What's next for you? Is there anything that you are still hoping to do, or is Star Wars...
Well, no. You know, I think that there's always characters. You know, just recently I got to voice 2 characters that were awesome for me to do. I got to do young Doc Brown for the Back to the Future games. So Christopher Lloyd played him as the old Doc Brown, and I played him as the young Doc. And that got just great reviews, and it was a lot of fun. And then just a couple weeks ago, I got to be Wile E. Coyote.
Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Wile E. Coyote, super genius.
You know, I like the way that rolls off the tongue. And it was like, to be one of those Warner Brothers characters was really awesome. But being Fred Flintstone has been fun too. But yeah, you know, I think now the goal is to take my stage show out and really just hopefully get it out there to where people see it and want to be entertained by it. Because I do love that whole theater aspect of things too. I'm finding that it's fun to show kids what we do and have their eye. I mean, literally, you know, they're sitting down there and their eyes kind of bug out when they see Johnny Test talking, and then Obi-Wan Kenobi, and then Master Plo Koon, and they're like, wow, you know, and it inspires them. So yeah, that's probably what's next. I mean, there's always new video games I'm doing. There's new shows that we're doing. We're going to do another season of Johnny Test. So a lot of the games and stuff I can never talk about. You sign all these documents, you know, you can't talk about it. But there are new games, there are new things coming up the pipeline. So yeah, it's good.
Why are there so many songs about rainbows? And what's on the other side?
It was just because I sat in the crowd twice and watched your show.
God bless you.
But the Back to the Future, when you do Michael J. Fox, and the crowd just, you know, you can feel the crowd going, you know, that's Michael J. Fox, that's amazing.
Yeah, thanks.
You know, but to me, it's funny because it seems to be Star Wars is part of it as well. Back to the Future, it's the classic things.
Yeah,
that people want now more than
and there's something about someone kind of reenacting it, going, "Hey, remember this?" And we all kind of get together and go, "Yeah, wasn't that cool?" And it's fun. I can't explain it, but it is. It's a trip. When I'm doing the show and I know that's coming up, like I do Ferris Bueller before it, just before that, you know, which is a new voice, is Matthew Broderick, you know, and it's life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, and you could miss it, and it's, you know, it's fun. And then you move on to Darth Vader.
Your powers are weak, old-man. You can't win, Darth. If you strike me down, I shall become more powerful than you can possibly imagine.
Oh, wait a second, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine? Out of a DeLorean?
The way I see it, if you're going to build a time machine into a car, why not do it with some style? Besides, the stainless steel construction made the flux dispersal absolutely... Look out!
Well, this is heavy.
Our cameraman, who wasn't able to be here tonight, has asked me to ask you to do Christopher Walken. But I want to put you on the spot.
Well, you know, it's crazy the way Christopher Walken speaks when he talks. They say he takes all the punctuation out and then puts the sentence together the way he wants.
So I did his voice for a video game once. It was the James Bond game. What was it? Everything or Nothing. I think it might have been that. But he wasn't available, so they got me to do the voice. And when they did the reviews, they said Christopher Walken is brilliant in this game. And I went, okay, I guess I did. Because they don't credit you usually when you're doing a voice stuff like that. So
he's fun. There's a new piece that I'm trying to work into the show. It's being animated right now. I haven't shared this with anyone yet.
Okay.
So you get an exclusive, a Following the Nerd exclusive.
But I'm working on this piece where it is Christopher Walken as Obi-Wan giving Luke the lightsaber from the scene from Pulp Fiction with the watch. So it's,
this lightsaber was your father's. He wore it on his belt in that Clone War, you know.
And so it'll be a live cartoon of him going on the show and live on the stage show, and then I'll be doing the voice live to that.
That's class.
And so yeah,
I had to wear this uncomfortable hunk of metal in my R2 unit for 5 long years.
You know, so yeah.
Of course, Christopher Walken almost got the role of Han Solo as well.
Yeah, right? Yeah, could you imagine?
Yeah.
Chewie, light, speed, please. You know. Listen, princess.
You know, yeah, that would, I mean, it's a whole thing. I got to work on that now, too.
Yeah.
You got me thinking.
I love Harrison Ford, but I want to see that movie.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah. But, James, listen, on behalf of Following the Nerd, thank you, sir. It was
Sure.
an absolute pleasure.
Thank you, and of course, may the force be with you, always.